I was probably looking down like this.
We are. We're live now. They got you looking down.
Looking down.
Technical difficulties right at the last minute. I had to go grab the other computer, get it up and going.
You're good. You might want to mute me for a while, and I'll go open this up so I can see the chat screen if you want.
Okay. Bart's muted. Let me go roll call here real quick. We get some slack about doing roll call. Some people don't like that, but I know Mark JG likes to have his name said that he's here watching. And Too Slow, Andrew Spurrell, Bird Dog, Malt Minion. Jesse Voisin is here. Travis Faircloth, Tom R. Big Dog and Bird Dog, Charles Ashworth, Tom R. Charles Ashworth, Toll Thomas, Mark Saliba. What's going on, everybody? Are you good, Bart? You ready to come back in? Not yet. Bart's still trying to pop out the chat. He was afraid he had the volume cranked up. We are going to be taking a look at, I've got a few more bottles here than Bart does with me. So we just reviewed yesterday our review of the Kilkerran, last year's 8-year Kilkerran. Cask strength came out with this year's sherry cask version. Quite a bit of difference in the color. I have the Glen Scotia double cask here with me, and then several Springbanks. So Bart with him, he's got the Kilkerran. He does not have the sherry cask, but he's got last year's ex-bourbon cask. And then he's got Glen Scotia Ruby Port. That was a festival exclusive from 2018 that Matthias gave us down in Austin. Are you ready, Bart? I can't hear you. Yes or no? Shake your head. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get the chat screen to pop out, so just go.
I'll give you a class.
Well, you're good. Last time you had me muted and you didn't know it. So your volume down.
No, I had my volume down on the computer, so you weren't coming across on my speaker.
Yeah, they keep changing things. Every time I just go to the live show, open it up, click on the chat, pop out the screen. Now I click on the chat. It takes me in as if it wants me to edit it. Well, I don't want to edit it.
As calling out people that are tuning in, doing the roll call. Ben Stahl is here. Malted Man Cave. Ron's Wood Turning Shop. DJ Beacon. Charles Ashworth. Bushcrafter 791. Arthur Lopez. Trev Wilson. Apologies if I've skipped you. Whiskey Straight AI or Whiskey Straight Owl.
I want to just say that, most people can read. We can read those names.
Yep. Wes Jolly, he can read good. You know that. He's a writer.
He's a good reader. So, I can see the StreamYard chat. I just can't see the pop out from YouTube.
Okay, you'll see it then. Claire the Third wants to know when the barrel strength bourbon vids are coming out. They will start next Saturday.
Yes.
Next Saturday. There's 4 brackets in the championship. So they'll air Saturday, Wednesday, and then the championship would be on the third Saturday.
Wow, your volume just got better. What happened there?
I don't know.
Wow. Maybe you sat up straight. No, they're good, man. I've watched all 3. I won't say a word. You've got the first 3 up, and you got the thumbnails done, and I went and watched them. Because for folks that don't know, the way we film it is when you see it, Scott goes and throws the titles of each, glass A is whatever, glass B is whatever. So you see the names. We don't know. So it's cool to go back and I don't spend a lot of time watching our own show, but I'll go back and watch those because we'll occasionally make a wild prediction, and they can be wildly wrong or they can be wildly right.
Yeah, it was it's a good time. Good time for sure. Jesse Voisin says the Glen Scotia 15 is a good one. And don't forget that 4th of July SMWS from last year is a Glen Scotia as well. Ooh. That's the one that Ben helped pick, and it's what, barbecue and fishnets, I think.
Barbecue and fishnets, yeah. A lot of people say that bad boy was gone within a month when they bought it.
Yeah, I don't know if it took that long. So
they did a good job. I'm still nursing mine.
Tom R. feels your pain, Bart. If it ain't broke, don't change it.
Boy, I am with it. But I know everything's got to be fiddled with and upgraded, but sometimes I love the look of StreamYard. I've been playing around with it on my end just for my board game channel, and it's very easy. The only downside to it is it's Firefox or Chrome, so that created a few roadblocks both times I was using it.
Charles Ashworth says Bart must have colored his chin hair in the review yesterday. Yeah, probably you were. Yeah, you've trimmed out you thought you had to color it there for a while.
Well, I didn't like this calico look, and I'm going to tell you right now. So this goatee thing's a test. And so you got to keep it well trimmed and groomed. Right now I've been off, so it isn't. But I could see this thing going right off the bat. And I thought, man, I need to blend that in. And sure enough, I let it go because I don't mind this. But I was up in what I like to call command country. And from across a long hallway, a captain saw me and literally started yelling, Fu Manchu, Fu Manchu. He thought I was shaving some Van Dyke in a Fu Manchu and just totally blowing out the goatee. And I was like, come a little closer. And then he was like, oh, you've got gray hair there. I'm like, yeah. Then I had a rookie come up to me from a distance and was like, you're going to ruin it for all of us. And I was like, geez, I need to go back and just color it. So yeah, I was taking some hits from a distance. People think I'm just, I don't know. I like it all the same color when I'm in uniform. I think it looks a little more professional. From a distance, it does look like I'm sporting some wild mustache with a Van Dyke.
I'm going to go just the Kilkerran 8 here. I'm getting some peat on there. Maybe it's because my palate is fresh. I hadn't really gotten it before, and it kind of reminds me of the Springbank 10 peat, just kind of a nice low-level peat that comes in. So I poured a little Springbank 10 just to try them side by side.
It's good. Got a lot of sealing. Hold on. That's a little better. You don't need a lot of sealing. Yeah, so that was the reason for the dyeing. And they're in February, they're going to allow beards. And I like a beard. But I think my beard's going to look even more bizarre. I'm going to have like gray coming down the side, and then it's going to come into this. Oh my God. I think I might look homeless if I don't dye it. Nothing against any homeless that might be watching. So, but yeah, I like, maybe it's my Army side or whatever. It's still a little weird. I like it uniform. So.
You think guys in the military don't have gray?
They don't have goatees and beards. So if I just had a military mustache, this bad boy would be trimmed up and it would look okay without any kind of coloring. But yeah, this is probably why they don't have beards. Although, hey, beards and goatees and fancy mustaches used to be the way things were done until World War I, and they had to seal up with their gas mask. And at that point, they outlawed all facial hair. So, man, my live comments keep dropping too. Wow. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. I can still see it. It just keeps dropping. I got to click on it.
I think the Springbank 10 has a little bit more sweetness, a little bit more of the ex-bourbon cask coming through on it.
I am going to pour that. Matthias, right? Gave us this.
Matthias?
Matthias, my German brother, when we were in Austin, and he gave us this, I guess. I shouldn't say me. This is a nice one. It's the Ruby Port Finish 2008 Vintage Peated. Like how I overemphasize that. How long you been an officer? 24 and a half years. He just retired in September. Ill health after injury on duty, unfortunately. Oh, that sucks. So last time I had a beard going, well, it was almost all regular color up here, and it was big. And I was undercover.
That was a few years ago.
Mm-hmm. Man, it seems like yesterday, but it was like 04.
Jesse Voisin asking, does anyone have an answer to the question of what causes the Campbeltown funk? Water source, type stills, grain, yeast? We did have a good comment that came in today that doesn't necessarily address that, but it did talk about Campbeltown and Springbank and some of those. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
That's a great question, Jesse. Jesse's
and I think even in the Kilkerran review, I was talking to, we were talking about that because we're like, what, Springbank has that funk and this Kilkerran has it. And what is in that area that is causing that?
Yeah, it makes me think it's like a mineral in the water. But who knows? Because they could screen that out if they wished. Not that they would want to. But because you would think it wouldn't be, well, I guess it could be if there was, well, they control so much for yeast and grain. Stills would be different from place to place. That makes me think it's something bigger, more like the water source.
Well, he went in and I can't find the comment now. It came in on YouTube. But he went in to address how the all the distilleries, Springbank, Glen, Scotia, Kilkerran, they only operate a certain amount, like 3 or 4 months out of the year are they up and running, and then they shut down. And they use as much local ingredients as they can, even working with the farmers in the area for the barley, which they all malt on site. The comment, went in and talked about real well.
Now that's interesting. So you're saying all of their barley is local and it's all malted on site?
Not all of it. It's I know Springbank does the local barley offering, bottling, distillation. Some of it is probably sourced, but there are probably 3 distilleries that work a lot with the farmers in their area.
I'm always trying to suss out what is marketing and what is provenance.
Well, and it must have been a comment that came in to another comment because I'm not pulling it up.
Got it. Well, I know you had the taste like, oh, wait, I don't want to ruin anything. Sorry. I can't remember. Now that we pre-filmed some stuff. No, that was during the top 5s, the dirty socks.
Well, no, that was on the
that was the Kilkerran.
That was the Kilkerran review.
That was the Kilkerran. So that's the problem. We get to editing and posting, and then we got stuff in the queue, and I start thinking, when did we say that? Oh, rumors that says Talmar. Whoop, it's popping on me. Shoot. Since they don't chill filter the whiskey, they use a new method. Use tube socks to filter. They get them from the local high school. Way to go, Tom. Had me all the way deep into the sentence before I knew he was pulling my leg. Pulling my big toe. That Campbeltown is good. That Glen, Scotia Campbeltown is nice.
I still don't know that it's my favorite. I like it. All of the Campbeltown whiskeys, that funk. I think I'm still trying to decide if I really like it or if I kind of like it or if I don't like it. I know it's not that I don't like it. I'm just trying to decide what my level is of liking it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's not on my I'm dying. I have to have every one of these.
Yeah.
I like Scotch for the fact that the different regions definitely are uniquely different. And I like how they can play around within a region, kind of like Boonahaben. So I need to have some more Springbanks because I know we had a bad bottle, apparently. I did not like that one at all.
That was, yeah, we took that one. We had a Springbank 12 cast strength, which was just always off-putting.
Yes.
To me, and I was pretty sure it was a corked bottle. I took it to Austin and passed it around, and several people tried it, Roy included, and all said it was a bad bottle.
Yes.
So I would like to try the Springbank 12 cask strength again. Now, Ed from Rock Gut Reviews, actually, he liked it.
He was like, this is great in a bad way.
I said, that bottle's all yours, Ed.
That's yours. Man, my live chats keep just dropping and then coming back. That is so weird.
What do you mean dropping and coming back?
They'll disappear, and then it just says private chat with nobody private chatting. And then you wait about 15, 20 seconds, and then the live comments option comes back. And if I click it, up comes the chat again.
Well, there is a separate section in there for the private comments, which is where I could talk to you.
Yes.
Private chat is down there at the bottom on the right, and then comments.
There it is again. Dang it. See, right now now it's back again. So that's weird. So on the far right, you have private chat or live comments, and I've got on live comments, but it just keeps dropping, and then I have to manually click back in.
Keith, the Malted Man Cave, says it's the wet peat. I'm telling you guys. Rod's Wood Turning Shop, bingo on the moldy malt.
Wow. You even got a moldy mouth there when you were saying
it. Malt Minion, I love the funk.
Yeah. That's kind of like how I like iodine and Band-Aids with peat. So I can definitely get it. Acquired taste. There's definitely more funk in the Kilkerran bottle that I have than in this Glen Scotia.
Nice little toast to Kobe Bryant real quick. Nick Padilla. If you weren't aware, Kobe Bryant was killed in a helicopter crash today.
Along with his daughter.
Mm-hmm. Happened to anybody.
Yep.
Keith Daniel says, I heard the funk comes from the cask they chose. Isaac Mittendorf, the funk took me a while to get used to, but I love it now. Yeah, and I'm still in that phase. Like I say, I'm trying to decide if it's something I like or not. And I'm not going out of my way to get any of the bottlings, and I'm definitely not going to overpay for any of them. That's for sure.
Right. I'm with you there. So, see, don't you think I should color that again? It's weird. It's got this like Van Dyke, and then I've even got like it's almost like a little line, a little crack. It's like a chin crack.
No, you should not color it. You just let it be all natural. Be proud. Wear it loud, wear it proud.
I can't stand this Fu Manchu look, though.
Well, that's, hey.
It's bizarre. I mean, why wouldn't everything be gray?
That which doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Or I use technology and bend it to my will. I like the technology bending part.
Robert Primo says the funk is peat, in my opinion. And I bet there's a hint of mildew in the barley malt. They do everything by hand, so there's a chance some of the malt isn't drying evenly.
You keep pulling those up.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good correlation right there from One Lost Cause. Springbank is the blue cheese of Scotch.
There you go. There you go. There's the, I just saw the sniper, but then it moved on me again. I got a lot of funk in my boxer shorts, ellipses. You probably see a doctor. So, Mark JG, just go natural. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Jesse Voisin, I tried whiskey from Campbeltown for the first time last year, 4 years into his journey. I'm a peat head and found the funk to be an interesting new component. It's definitely interesting.
Ooh, look at Waite's little avatar.
He says just put a little E150 in your beard.
There you go. Caramelize it. Make it look dark and rich.
And some comments coming in on my feed. I think I'm having some internet issues. I was having it before we went live. I had to switch out computers. so I could hardwire in. And
your audio's still been good, but you've digitized up a little bit. I figured some Fortnite or Apex was going on over at your house.
No, that doesn't. That's all download, nothing upload, so shouldn't be bothering it. But yeah, it was just I noticed it a little bit ago that it was kind of blitzing a little bit.
Well, you're fine. You're perfectly fine.
As long as you're tied in, if yours is good, it should keep it up and running. It'll just show me a little fuzzy.
I think I'm coming in well. So, I know, well, I guess we can't go into the shootout, but we both talked about how we want to do more of those. And I found this last one. How long had it been since we'd done a shootout? 8 months?
No, over a year.
Okay, over a year. Yeah, that's right, because we got pretty busy. We didn't do a March one because we were headed over to Ireland.
Yeah, well, we had done all of the peat brackets, and then for Christmas of 18, we did the Mary Sherry Christmas shootout.
Right, and that's it. We didn't do a single shootout in 2019.
No.
Wow, 2019 sucked.
We're just busy.
Yeah, that sucks. I can't believe it, because I definitely, again, without any spoilers, but maybe teasers, we did a pretty good job of sussing things out, I thought. So, and I think our skills are definitely, and we've got a system now. I mean, the system we're using, which we can even talk about, is good. Just the system of how we're double, triple blind.
Yeah. The only thing I've got to say is you need to call out the ones that you're eliminating, which you weren't doing.
Yeah, I noticed you were real clean with your elimination.
Yeah. You would have all 4 lined up off to the side, and then all of a sudden you just go, this one's advancing. So I couldn't show any of you moving any of yours out of the way because you still had them all in there.
Right. My deal was line them up in their order, and I was letting them breathe this time. This time I let them, after sampling and nosing, they got a couple drops of water and they got a chance to breathe. So I didn't want to just eliminate. And you got to admit, we are doing high cask strength bourbons. There wasn't a lot of just outright elimination going on. Not for me. I know you were like, boom, gone. I was like,
oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you drink one next to one and it's better, get that one out of the way. Done, out.
That's the problem. Better. It was pretty tough a few times. Like, ooh, hold on.
We had one thing with the 16 bottle barrel strength bourbon shootout, they are all pretty much findable. There's not really any unicorns. We do have one store pick in there. Well, it's a Knob Creek store pick, but those are available everywhere. I threw it in to see how it would do.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We can talk about what's in there for those that are here. We did during the last live too.
Yeah. Yeah. Mention the bottles there, because you had a couple different ones in there.
2 bottles of Elijah Craig barrel proof. We've got an old bottling at 68%. And then the newest bottling is batch B519 at 61.1%.
Right.
Stag Junior batch 13 is in there. E.H. Taylor barrel proof is in there. 1792 full proof. Wild Turkey rare breed. Jack Daniels double barrel strength, barrel proof.
Oh, trigger alert.
Trigger some people putting a Jack Daniels in a bourbon shootout.
That's right. They need a safe space. Technically, still a bourbon, just with the extra Lincoln County method in play.
We've got Iron Root Promethean, Maker's Mark cask strength. 4 Roses single barrel OESQ recipe, because that's the only one we had. The Knob Creek store pick, which is a 14-year-old. And it was a high ABV as well. Or no, 60%, I guess. Jefferson's Ocean Voyage 10 cask strength.
I think you said our average ABV was something like 56%.
No, I think it was in the 60s probably.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Russell's Reserve single barrel at 55, or probably right at 60%. We had Booker's 19-1, Teresa's batch in there, Old Ezra 7 barrel proof, and Baker's at 53.5%. So that was the 16 bottles.
Great bottles. And one thing here is I only knew a few of the bottles that were in there this time. So
yeah,
Scott procured most of them and lined up the very first part of the blind.
We had most of them. I think we bought 4 bottles. And that was just because I bought a new Booker's because you had a Booker's, but it was from 2015.
Old, very old, yeah.
Yeah, it's 4 years old. I bought Maker's Mark Cast Strength because I didn't have it.
I killed mine as well. And then you bought a Wild Turkey New Breed.
Rare breed. That
rare,
one.
Rare. Sorry.
We had that one a long time ago. And we'll probably do a re-review of that one. And then Baker's. We've never reviewed Baker's, so I had to buy that one.
Got it. Yeah, it's an interesting lineup. And then Scott throws them all into 4-ounce bottles, 1 through 16, hands them to me, not knowing what they are. And then I do them A through P and track that. And then broke them into 4 brackets. And then we blind poured each of our 4 so that, I mean, it's possible, but basically his one is not my one, or it could be, but we don't know that. So the idea of his tasting and nosing notes and everything shouldn't be influencing me and vice versa. And I think they see, well, yeah, the way you line up, the way you throw up the names of everything right on the sides of the screen, they get to see what's in our A, B, C, and D glasses. So I think that's a good touch. That's what makes it entertaining even for me to go back. As soon as you posted them, they were processing, and as soon as they finished processing, I was jumping in like watching, and I was laughing. And when we're laughing at our own stuff, that's so.
Yeah, I've got 3 done. I need to get the 4th bracket and the championship edited. They take a little bit of time just making up the cards with the names on there.
Sure. And then where to cut. Because as soon as we reveal like what our favorite, I liked this one and I like this one and blah, blah, blah. And then we kind of will tear down into the second and third, but you rightfully cut that stuff out. So, because that's where we just kind of ramble. So you cleaned it up. I also noticed how they got shorter and shorter as they went along.
We're moving along pretty good.
Yeah, we're getting streamlined. So, yeah, those will be coming out. I'm telling you, those, I think, I want to do more of those. I feel like I learn so much when I do them. So those are very entertaining to film and to even watch later, which is pretty rare.
Yeah,
for us. I know you personally. You will not miss one of my blind quick hitters though. You're like pins and needles front of your chair for that.
Something like that.
Hey, for our Patreon fans, though, or followers, did you like that comparison I did with the Balcones Mirador to the Balcones SMWS release? Did you see that?
I haven't watched that one yet. I've been meaning to. So
right. That was fun. That one I would love maybe after 2, 3, 4 months. We kicked that one back out live. Although they're kind of rare, I think it's a nice comparison to see what's going on just with Balcones and how they release those.
Well, and I did just today. I filmed a video on my collection back here on my bottles. It's posted to Patreon right now, and I'll leave it there for a few weeks, and then I'm going to move it over to YouTube. So Patreon will get a first look at that one.
Wow, that's a big thing in board games, man. You've been watching board game stuff.
Yeah, the whiskey people have been doing it.
Oh, okay.
Trust me, I haven't watched the board game stuff.
Well, it's funny how well they line up because people literally just simply film their shelves and how they've moved stuff and put stuff over here, and they get like 10,000 views. I'm like, what the heck? So. I mean, you put some work into laying yours out. Mine are just barely kind of put in sections. I can't find anything. It's like a drunken stupor when I put them on the shelf. I'm like, I think I got it. And then you'll be like, God dang, where is it? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know where it is. You got yours like alphabetized and grouped. You've got master distiller sections. You got all kinds of stuff going on.
Here's one that's affected both of us, Bart. Ron's wood turning shop. Brother-in-law dropped a bottle of Whistle Pig 15 on the driveway after we had a pour. $270 smashed. Now I get to go hunt for a replacement. I dropped a $350 bottle of Balvenie 1509, ton 1509 batch 3.
Yes.
Bart dropped a bottle of Cragganmore.
Yep. That was because I was shepherding some kind of $12 beer or something, Sam Adams, or I don't know what I was doing there. We'll say, though, I went and found you another ton. Well, I asked Whiskey Scout. I asked the Scout to find one and surprised you with it. That was good. That was a hard drop. Your driveway is like a killer. Like
yeah.
Yep.
Multi-alti. I'm not sure who he was talking to on this one. The SMWS comparison video was great. Just joined the SMWS around Christmas time. Been loving their whiskey, and I'm sipping on one now. I mean, they put out some darn good whiskey.
Yep.
I mean, it's not cheap.
Nope.
But it's I haven't had any bad bottles.
Nope. That's the problem, though, is I feel like they're all unicorns.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
They are. I mean, they're all these small bottling runs. Well, I did learn something real cool, though, on their Balcones releases. It was 144.2, meaning it's the second barrel they got from Balcones. I was like, dang, I don't even remember seeing the first one. I would have grabbed it. Well, of course, everybody's smarter than the dummies. So we had a great commenter come in and say, hey, they actually have not released that first barrel yet. There was some hangups in the labeling or something. So the 144.2 came out before the 144.1. So that was some neat information there. I was like, great, because I couldn't believe I'd missed it. I was like, man, when did they hit that first Balcony? So I figured I would have grabbed it. Sure enough. So and I will be getting the next one. Because it's interesting. I love, though, I'm a big fan of American single malts. God, I mean, the category is doing great. But I want it to continue. I want it to just blow up.
I think it is.
Not enough for me. Look what has happened with Scottish single malts. Everything used to be blended. That was it. And then boom. I want a massive blow up of American single malts. Go ahead for Keith Daniel there.
Yeah, Keith Daniel says, I'm learning about different casks now. So when you use the term ton, I know what you're talking about.
You spelled it right. I'd still misspell it.
Multi-alti, the beauty of the SMWS is that all their bottles are unique, high quality at cask strength, and there's no need to hoard them because another great one will be coming out next.
That is exactly right.
Probably, though, I'll tell you, next to the SMWS, doing just as well as Black Adder.
Sure.
Oh, my God. The bottles we've had from Black Adder simply have blown me away. And no membership needed.
True. But maybe a little pricier than SMWS.
Well, it's certain bottlings for sure. Yeah.
I mean, how many years is that Blackadder? Is it 4 or 6?
Which one?
The Pete Reek.
Well, they do different bottlings because I mean they certain. The one that we've got is a 10-year Isla cask strength.
What was that one we tried when we were at the well at OKC and it was almost out? I took a picture of it. It's called like Smoking Isla or something.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh my God. I was like, where's this? I want this. Because he's like, well, you can try it. I'm like, where is it? I'll go buy it right now. He's like, sorry.
That was an older bottling.
Yeah. He's sorry. I was like, what? He goes, well, it was either don't taste it at all or you can't get that. I was like, nah. Because that was, whew. Smoking Isla. I was just looking through my phone today and ran across it. And I was like, oh, snap. That's what it was called.
We had a couple of comments come in after the Kilkerran review, people saying what you need to do is blend last year's 8-year ex-bourbon cask with this year's 8-year sherry cask. So I just did that a little bit, just poured in about a 1-to-1, and it's pretty good. Now, I'm such a sherry lover, though. I love the full strength.
Yeah.
Just give me the sherry goodness.
Yeah, you don't want to dumb it down.
Mm-mm.
Seeing if I can find it.
Vesper Tiger. Haven't seen you tune in before, Vesper. Hey, dummies. First time catching a live show. Well, there you go. Speaking of SMWS and Campbeltown, I just joined the SMWS after Christmas. Got an 18-year-old Glen Scotia from them. Pretty tasty.
See if I can get the glare off of it. Look at that.
Smoking Isla.
That bad boy was unbelievable. That was like a 2-hand cradle. Oh, they had 345 bottles. Very smoky, very peaty. It was at 58.5%. And raw cast Smoking Isla, I don't see a year on it there.
Gregor is tuning in. He was at the Pot Still in Glasgow. He visited with a few barflies there. Felt like he was following our footsteps. Gregor has sent us samples, Bart, of Wanderback. I think it's Oregon Distillery out west anyway. Single malts, but we've got some samples here we need to get to on a live or at some point and take a look at.
Nice.
Three different ones. We've got Wanderback 3-year batch 1. Wanderback 4-year batch 2, 50%. And Wanderback 5-year batch 2, 40%.
Wow. I like the name, Wanderback.
Wanderback.
Very nice, very nice. I still want to get a hold of those Compass Box specials you put out on Patreon.
Let's do it.
Gotta do it. So what else? Where are we at? 9:42. We still got some time.
Got a few minutes left yet. We have been trying to make these get back to these Sunday night shows and make them be more consistent with them and stuff. We hope to start bringing in some guests again as well in the whiskey industry.
Yeah, or around our music man, Dan Pancaldi. We're going to have him on here at some point when it works out. He and his girlfriend love whiskey. I met him through the board game world, and he was doing my music on my board game show. And I said, would you mind helping us out on a Scotch show? And I don't know about you, but I love the music he put together for us. So...
yeah, and from the beginning, or darn near anyway, maybe we haven't been going that long, and he whipped up some music for us.
Yeah. Yeah, he's good. He's got his own show. So if you guys want to give Dan Pancaldi some love, go to No Enemies Here. It's a board game thing, though, so be warned. Claire the Third does not want to go there. He's a riot, though, man. He's an Italian. He's always speaking in Italian. He'll break into song. I mean, he's high energy. Go with Juan.
Juan Quintanilla is tuning in. You guys should give out some samples of the Black Adder. Don't get that here in Hawaii. Well, we because of our day jobs, Juan, we don't care. We don't want to get into all that, the regulations and the possible laws and all that there.
Yeah, we don't send around stuff just because of the legal things that we have to follow.
And if I remember right, Juan is a retired sergeant from one of the police departments there in Hawaii.
Perfect. He knows. He knows. God forbid our show would, as it starts to take off, someone would be hateful and be like, hold on a second. I heard they shared whiskey. That doesn't sound legal. Actually, sharing it would be a lot more legal than selling it, boy. You go on the secondary market, we're nowhere near the secondary market. I can tell you that.
Mark Saliba says, bring back Cousin Shane. We do need to. It's about time for Cousin Shane to make another appearance. It's been a while since we've had him on.
That's true. Well, he's been doing other endeavors, so we'll bring him on though at some point in time. Bring Shakes Pennington back in. Oh, there's our first cowbell, Enigma Carter, baby.
Rest in peace to Kobe. Absolute legend, gone too soon. Absolutely.
Boom.
Yeah, Cousin Shane actually just more recently had a career change. He retired from the police department, went into financial consulting, believe it or not. And so we do need to hook up with him.
There's Scott bringing up Claire the Third. He tried to watch my Tank board game review. That was one of my best ones, man. That's called Tank Duel. Enemy in the Crosshairs. That's a great game, too. Way too complicated. Well, I don't know. It's all card driven.
Ron's Wood Turning Shop picked up a Little Book 2 in Hattiesburg. Really enjoyed it. Haven't had the 3. Yeah, the Booker's Little Book 2. Now that was it was all rye and Canadian rye whiskey, and a blend basically. Mixed reviews. I had a sample of it. I really liked it. I've got Little Book 1 and Little Book 2, but I haven't seen Little Book 3.
Geez, just saying Little Book. Where's my tongue out?
Little Book.
Little Book 1, Little Book 2, Little Book 3. I feel like I've gone on to like the auctioning circuit. Just me.
Multi says whiskey everybody should have their radar on is Glen Alecky. Yeah, I've been hearing good things about it, and the Whiskey Barrel just released some single barrels that they had, and I about ordered, but I've just got too much other going right now. So
wow. We got a little super chat from Anthony just came in, rolled in.
What's it say his last name, Bart?
Mark Renaultis. Macrianatus. Maybe he's Greek.
I'd say. Great show, guys. Thanks for sharing your great knowledge across the board with all different kinds of whiskeys. Great community here.
Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah, thank you. It is a great community. And we can't answer your questions because we don't know everything. Usually someone in the chat can. So that's what I like. Now,
I'm still learning.
We don't know everything. I'm not afraid to say that, but we do know a lot more than we knew 6 years ago.
We've learned a lot. I would say you've learned twice as much as me. You have this vault memory, man, that locks it in.
No, I mean, that doesn't mean you haven't learned it.
That's true. But you can recall stuff.
Maybe I recall stuff better. But
yeah, you'll be like, ooh, in 2007, I remember when their mash bill was actually 25% rye. I'd be like, God dang, what? Like, how do you do that?
Wildlife and whiskey. What would y'all suggest for a bourbon drinker who's looking to try some Scotch? Had some Monkey Shoulder and Glenfiddich 12. Both were meh, but I enjoy the high proof with spiced bourbons. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of some of the problems you run into when you have someone, a bourbon drinker, is finding that Scotches will come off depending on where you go. Monkey Shoulder and Glenfiddich are both going to be a little bit lighter. Right. You know, if you like the high proof bourbons, I mean, find your cask strength. Anything. I mean, in the Scotches as well.
I usually tell bourbon drinkers to stay away from peat, though, because it ends up being you go from the sweet to the off-putting medicinal, and a lot of them. Some folks love it, but if you're going to try a peat something or another, like an Ardbeg 10 or something, you want to just try that as an ounce pour at a bar, whiskey bar or something. But I still think Compass Box, if they're into some real kind of trendy bourbons, some of the cool Compass Boxes that come out, they're flavorful. They've got a wide kind of swath of variety. They're all very approachable. That's what got me into peat in the first place was their Peat Monster. And it's a lighter, well, I say a lighter peat because I'm way deep in the peat head stuff now. But I think Compass Box is a good one, but they are a little pricey.
I would say just looking and thinking, if you like spice and you like high proof, try a cast strength sherry. Look at Glen Farkless 105. Look at Abelauer Abu Nab.
Sure.
Look at Macallan Classic Cut, Glen Goyne Cask Strength, or Tamdu Batch Strength. They're all running $80 to $100. They're a little bit higher, but that would give you a good, kind of reference point, something similar to a cast strength bourbon.
If you want something a little cheaper that gives you that barley, fresh mowed hay kind of flavor, I say the Tomatin 12. It's inexpensive. You definitely get those barley, fresh mown grass kind of notes. So that's a good one too.
Well, super chat from Ron's Wood Turning Shop for $2. Thanks, Ron. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. There he is. So it is interesting with the jump, though. We've had a lot of folks, at least commenting on our show, that they were just strictly bourbon drinkers and they've been dipping their toe into the Scotch world.
The thing is, there's so many palates. People just like so many different things. You can take a bourbon lover and one bourbon lover and give them Macallan 12 and they love it. You can give it to another bourbon lover and they hate it.
Sure.
And peated, the same. You can give them a peated whiskey. You can take a Scotch drinker and give them a bourbon and they hate it, but you give it to another Scotch drinker and they love it. So it's just, you got to just try different things. Go to bars, maybe get with a buddy, buy some bottles, or find someone that just has some different bottles. Come over here, try some of these.
There you go. Yeah. I like the buddy thing. If you get 2, 3, 4 buddies together and you're like, you know what? We know we love bourbon, so we're going to get 2 bourbons and a Scotch and then just sample those out and see what you discover. That would be a great way. Or maybe you just get together once a month and you buy a bottle. 1 month it's American, next month it's Scotland. Throw in an Ireland and then a Japanese, an Australian. Like Greg. Go, Greg, go.
Please don't encourage Bart.
Yeah, hats and manga shirts, baby. When you're 6'6", you already stand out in the crowd.
It is, I think it's hard to say. You can get some recommendations and things to try. But even when we're getting into whiskey and reviewing, it was trial and error. It's just, hey, go pick up a bottle, look at the different regions, look at the ages, look at the cask finishes, look at the ABVs and go from there.
I like to think of it as exploratory whiskey drinking because we're pretty new and I'm in an aisle and I see the Amrut Fusion for $70. I'm like, it's from India. It's for the show. Got to try it. Because of the show, it made us try a lot of different stuff. And I remember you were like, dude, a year ago, would you have dropped $70 on an untested, untasted Indian Fusion?
Yeah, that was Amrut. Yeah, that was Amrut Fusion when you picked it up.
And I was like, absolutely not. And then we poured it. I was like, wow, this is good. I love it. I was like, what is going on here? So that exploration and the way everything's blowing up and going all over the place, I'm really digging it still. Look what we discovered with Iron Root. That whole thing. We're just down in Austin. We're doing a deal with the Bastards Ball. Next thing you know, we're trying a bunch of different Texas whiskeys. And you and I both had the Iron Root, and we were like, whoa, this is great. The Icarus, the 100% corn. And then we're hanging out with Robert and
Hubris.
Hubris. Dang it, the Hubris. Sorry, you got the Promethean and the Icarus. And sorry, the Hubris. Man, it was good. That was fun though. That's what's got me jazzed because I think we're still. I think there's going to be even more explosion going on. Texas is really rocking it. I wish Kansas was like blowing up with a bunch of different weeders or something.
Yeah.
They're not.
Well, we've got, so if you go 40 miles from here to Hutchinson, Kansas, they have what's called the salt mines. And they've got a layer of the earth that's created salt. They dig it up. They're underneath there. They rent out places like our police department has storage up there. They store old records in the salt mines.
I should say down there, it's like 800 feet under.
Some of it, maybe, yeah.
All of it. I've been there. You've been in there, haven't you?
Yeah. But I think so. I think I want a distillery to age their whiskey in there.
Don't you think it'd almost be too neutral?
I don't know. One, it's cooler, so it would take longer to age, but it's salty. You could get a little bit of a maritime character, I think, to it.
Could be. The temperature down there was like a constant 68, though, if I remember.
Yeah.
So, and I would wonder, though, if those alcohol fumes are coming out. Oh, my God.
I know. That's the only thing. Yeah, they get in there with the big big rigs, whatever it is, that's carving it out and stuff, and there's some diesel fumes in there. If you could get into an area that wasn't affected by the diesel fumes.
I don't know.
I actually rode in. They had it's a 2-man elevator, basically. It's you stand on, it's about 18 inches, 24 inches wide, fits two men that lowered us down in there by cable.
What the heck? I was on some huge like freight elevator. What were you in?
That's when he's up there with the police department on the special thing.
Oh, gotcha. Never mind. I didn't get to see the special thing. Dang, you went down like a.
It was like the back door in.
Yeah, you went down an air shaft or something. That's some kind of Nick Cage breaking into Alcatraz stuff. Goodness. I was on a freight elevator with like 80 people.
Yes, Rostislav at Hutchinson, matter of fact. So
it was kind of neat.
Right on the edge.
They've got a whole tour that you can do under there. Supposedly, if there was like a new,
there's a lot of movie production.
Yeah, well, they keep all their film reels there, all the 8mm, or no, not 8mm,
studios,
35mm. Yeah, all the 35mm original film is down there because it's like one of the best places you can store it, I guess. I wish they had all the old Johnny Carsons, but they reused that, bastards.
Eric Evanson says he knows it's early, but have you been thinking about the boom yet? I like what weekend you would do it in a possible guest lineup. We have not. We haven't even put a.
No. Well, the only thing we have talked to is Eddie B, who had the horses. We did ask if he would be live on set, and that would be fun because he is high energy, John Candy style funny. So, and he says he will, but he's so busy. I don't know if he could make it or not.
Oops, that's not the one I meant to hit right there. Anybody know what this year's Ardbeg CR will be? Haven't been paying attention. I did see it. It's called, I think it's Black, or Blaack, Black. And there's a sheep on it. And it's aged in
sheep bladder.
No, it's a special wine. Sounds delicious. I can't think.
Marsala. He'll look it up. I
wish it was Marsala, man. We've been digging some Marsala.
I know. You do. Oh.
Here it is right here. Ardbeg Black Committee 20th Anniversary Limited Edition. Pinot Noir wine cask from New Zealand.
Very nice. From New Zealand, even. Wow. Cool.
All right. Well, I think we are at our time limit.
We're good. And I know the one boys, what are you getting? A special secret text there? What was that?
No, just replying to Shimon on Instagram.
Wow. Shimon always gets the CRs.
I think he gets a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
There's a lot of people that get a lot of stuff.
that's true. That's true. He's like, go ahead and order me a case of those CR blacks. Like a case? Yes.
Is that Eric Waite says the Ardbeg Wee Beastie? I don't know if that's the committee release. I know that's a release that's coming from him. Is that the committee release for the phage?
It sounds more like a phage to me.
Yeah, I don't think that the Wee Beastie is CR.
Got it.
Here's the label for black. Yeah,
Yeah, anytime it's got a sheep on there, you know it's going to be good.
we had the sheeps. They were baying at us while we were there.
Oh yeah, lambs even. Yeah, the lambs. We were down on the dock with Jackie. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was a relaxing moment.
Hold on.
All right.
Hold on. I got to pour. I'm going to go. I got some Springbank 20-year single cask ex bourbon. Just close out with that.
Nice blue Capita.
It's 51.6%.
Although that's not a Capita, is it? They call it something else.
Oh, this is the Kilkerran Copita.
Okay, cool. Scotch it. You Scotch gods.
Thanks to everybody that tuned in.
Yeah, thanks. Great show.
Dummies.
Dummy.